That is just fantastic. My God. Good morning. Welcome to the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Scott. I'll be your host for the next couple of minutes as we get this service going. Let me get all my act together, which will be great because for 70 years I've been trying to get my act together and it hasn't happened yet. So maybe.
I hope it happens at the theater.
Yeah. I don't know. Just boasting a little bit, but described as a visionary creative director. So I was, that was really nice. Speaking of the play real quickly, Jean asked me to mention she has 2 tickets today to the play, the matinee. A friend of hers is ill, so they are not going. If anybody wants those 2 tickets, see Jean, and she will just give them to you. Oh, one ticket. If you want 2, you're out of luck. But if you want 1, Jean can help you out. Okay.
That was excellent.
Thank you. That's the only play where one of the sets got a round of applause. I won't say what happens with the set, but
I want that.
yeah. Alrighty, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We usually start, and I will get back to it, by honoring the land on which we are located. So here we go. The Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges that the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities through most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. And we start out with our affirmation, and we're just going to do it right off the sheet because I didn't think of anything clever today. So we will all say the first part and then turn to somebody and say the second part. So together we say, we are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. Turn to somebody else and say, I honor the path that brought you here today. And I know we say this every year at this time, but can you believe it's already December? That is for sure. So I took the liberty of coming up with a couple of events that take place in December, which I will get through quickly. Famous birthdays in December include Walt Disney, December 5th, 1901, Emily Dickinson, December 10th, 1830, Frank Sinatra, December 12th, 1915, Ludwig van Beethoven, which was the music played at the play, December 16th, 1770. Henri Matisse was December 31st, 1869. From the celebrity world, local celebrity Sarah Bareilles was December 13th, 1989. Taylor Swift, December 7th, 1979, and my idol, who was born on the exact same day as my mother, December 13th, 1925, Dick Van Dyke, turns 99 this year. Yeah.
Sarah Bareilles is having a concert on PBS on New Year's Eve.
Wow, okay. Yeah, she's been very involved in our community. Really wonderful of her. Some famous historical events. December 1st, today, it would be 55, so it would be 69 years ago, 69 years ago, the birth of the modern American Civil Rights Movement occurred because on December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks was arrested in Montgomery, Alabama for refusing to give up her seat to a white man and move to the back section of a municipal bus. On December 3rd, 1989, the Cold War came to an end. Wish we knew that now. On the other end, December 7th, 1941, of course, Japan carried out a devastating surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. 2,400 Americans were killed, including civilians, and another 1,000 were injured. Following day, FDR ordered Congress to declare war. The 8th of December, I remember this very clearly, 40-year-old Beatles star John Lennon was shot and killed at the entrance of his Dakota building in New York. He was murdered by Mark David Chapman, a 25-year-old security guard from Hawaii who hated how Lennon's expensive lifestyle contrasted with what he sang about. I did not know that part. The 19th of December, 1843, Charles Dickens' classic work, A Christmas Carol was published. Dickens did this in a 6-week flurry of writing. And by December 24th, 5 days after the book came out, the first edition of 6,000 copies had been sold out. So yeah, and he didn't even have the internet to help him. Okay, and finally, on December 25th, there was a little-known event. In the year 336, how about this one? The first recorded celebration of Christmas took place under the first Christian emperor, Constantine I. The date coincided with the pagan festival of Saturnalia, where paying tribute to Saturn, the Romans would take time off work, exchange gifts, and light candles. The traditions and celebrations of Saturnalia were upheld when the Roman Empire began to embrace Christianity. And on the other end, ending this on a real positive note, 25th of December, 1914. If you've ever seen the movie, it's worth watching. During the First World War, December 25th, 1914, when British soldiers heard German troops in the trenches opposite them singing carols on Christmas Eve, a World War I Christmas truce was reached. British and German soldiers met in no man's land. They exchanged gifts. They took photographs. They played impromptu football games. Both sides also took time to bury casualties and repair trenches. And then after Boxing Day, the friendly meetings in no man's land ended and the war continued. You kind of wonder if you can end it, let's just kind of end it, but I guess they didn't. And on December 29th, 1882, Edward H. Johnson, an associate of Thomas Edison, created the first string of electric lights decorating a Christmas tree. Isn't that cool? And they were on sale at Walmart the next day. Okay, what have we got with events going on? Let's see what our weekly schedule is for today. Oh, and welcome Zoomers and welcome visitors or guests, first-timers. We are so glad to have you here. I'm hitting continue. It ain't doing it. Yeah, I am pointing it that way. All right, well, you'll just pretend there's a slide up there that shows the weekly schedule. See, I manifested. That's what we call a manifestation. So at the end of the service today, I can talk about that. So our weekly schedule, you can see there is a lot going on, not the least of which is the Bridge House Christmas. Hello, what is happening here? Yeah, I guess, okay, the slides are a little out of order. All right, so we'll talk about the holiday decoration giveaway, and then I presume Bridge House is right after that, because it shows that it's here. The holiday decoration giveaway is this Saturday. We need help. Thank you for everybody who has volunteered. Oy, have I got the list? A big, long list of people helping. We have lots of people who will be here on Saturday, which is great. We need people here during the week. So today, right after service, I know there'll be a potluck going on, but Brian brought his truck, and a few of us are going to go down to the basement. We're going to bring up tables and just put them in that room. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 2 to 4, Friday I'll be here at noon, we're going to start taking, already you can see there's a lot of decorations that are coming in. We're going to start putting them out on the tables. We're going to make everything look really nice. Need help to do that. Carol has said, where did Carol go? Wherever she went, there she is. I said she will be here on Thursday also because we want to get the room all set up for Saturday when we open the doors at 11 and people come in and they take what they can. We're going to put some restrictions this year because last year we had so many people come in the room at the beginning that if the fire department would have showed up, they would not have been happy. So we're going to have to limit the attendance when people come in. We'll figure out how to do that. We do need bags. If anybody has grocery bags that you can bring. Okay, bags and bags in the basement too, because we're going to, the way it's going to work this year, so the first people in don't just like take everything and leave. We're going to do one bag. You'll get about 10 minutes because the crowd size, and then everybody can come back at 1 and do whatever they want. But I want to make it so, a couple years ago we had one person who literally brought in garbage bags and filled them up with everything and walked out. And we want to make this a little bit more fair, plus the crowd size. Yes, Bree?
So I did see our Course in Miracle Thursday group up there. I don't know if that just got taken off, but we were meeting here on Thursday.
I don't,
Sorry, I took it off last week because of Thanksgiving and I forgot to put it back.
So, from what I understand though, you're using that whole room and then, which is where we usually meet, so we won't be able to meet there?
you can meet in here
No, there's AA. There should be a,
at noon to 4.
they do it at 5:30.
I know, but we'll be done well before 5:30.
No, she was talking about her group.
Right,
It's 5:30 to 6:30.
right. I'm confused. Sure, you can meet in there. I don't see why you,
You're gonna move the furniture, so you can have tables in that room, so we won't have any room there.
There'll still be chairs.
yeah, there'll be chairs and table, yeah. Yeah, you'll meet around to the decorations. Yeah, yeah. I hope that cleared that up. Okay, so that's about the decoration exchange. If you can be here, Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 2 to 4, actually Friday from noon to 4, please just show up. It's a great event, and like I said, Saturday we have lots of volunteers, which is wonderful, but what we really need now is the publicity. I was on KIEM, we've sent out press releases to all of the media. What we really need now is the publicity and...
Article in, I think, Times Standard?
In the Times Standard? Okay,
Yeah.
good, all right. Thank you, Donna, for sending that out. Last comment, Lori.
I think it would be important to, if you have friends that want to donate,
Yes.
to tell them Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 2 to 4, 12 to 4 on Friday, so that they can bring them in.
Thank you. Yeah, please tell your friends about it. And it's not just ornaments. It's like Christmas or holiday clothing, wall hangings, plate, silverware, anything that's holiday related. I had said last comment, but I'm lying. Rose, did you have something you wanted to add?
Well, I was wondering if you had gone into the North Coast Journal.
I've sent it to everybody, so yeah. All right, so let's move forward, and hopefully Bev is next. No, she's not. Bev, why don't you just come on up and talk about Bridge House?
They're just leaving you off the board. Yes, that's okay.
Maybe I forgot to unhide the slide.
Maybe.
Name on you.
Good morning. Well, we're kicking off the Bridge House Christmas, and that's the reason for the tree being up with all the tags. Okay, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. You take a tag from the tree, or tags if you want to, and then bring it and come and see me. I need to make a notation so that we know everyone's covered and all the gifts are coming in, so that someone isn't without a coat, for instance, or something like that at the end, okay? Suggested prices for the gift tags, gift certificates that are up on the tree are somewhere between 25 and 50, so that the range is similar for the parents, or not somebody gets 100 and somebody this has happened before. It's just, we try to balance it a little bit for the families. I've also listed on the moms, and there's four single moms, and I've listed how many kids they have on the tags on the mom's gifts. And then there's a single dad, and there's one mom and dad. So those are little notations are on the tag, so you have an idea. If they have, 3, 4 kids and they want to go to the cinema, it might make a difference on how much gift money is on the Broadway cinema tag. Okay? Let's see here. We are having a wrapping party, which will be, all the gifts need to come in here on Sunday, the 15th of December, and I'll have this posted. It's also in a newsletter and a slide. And the day after, on Monday, we will be having our gift wrapping party. We're doing it on a Monday this year so that Reverend Angelica can join us. She is really busy during the week and hasn't been able to be with us for a couple of years. So we're doing it on Monday this year, and it's from 1 to 3. And just bring yourself, and we have a great time, and we wrap all the gifts. The Bridge House people will be here to accept, or the RCAA people rather, will be here to accept the gifts and take them on that day. And, alrighty, trying to think we have 13 children. We got a lot. Bridge House is filled this year. And they range from 2 months old up to a 16-year-old. Okay? And Doug, afterwards, I want to see you. I had a suggestion, just so I'm not forgetting. I'm also missing two tags that I'm aware of from the tree with little boys' coats. And I already purchased them on Friday. So we need to kind of straighten that one out and make some changes here, or I need to return the coats. Either way. Okay, so choose a tag from the tree, bring it to me. Take a tag from the tree, bring it to me. Take a tag from the tree, oh, how happy they will be. Bring a tag from the tree, bring it to me. Thank you.
Where can you get such great entertainment? That was just delightful. All right, what do we got next? Crafternoon, I think that was the slide that was showing. Come and be crafty. Friday from Friday the 20th, we're going to make peace cranes. All we need is you to be here, and we'll take it from there. The men's group. Yes, it's now all working. Edward has got a men's group that is going. Edward, you said you had to make a really quick comment?
Very, very brief, I promise.
Okay, that was fine. Thank you much. You can go back to your seat.
That's what Reverend Angelica said. I take no offense. Anyway, I wanted to thank the men that showed up yesterday. As usual, we have some very, very good takeaways from the men's group. What I wanted to say, someone in one of the men's group compared it to like an AA meeting. It's not that. Even though we provide men with a safe place to speak, to vent, or to whatever they want to do without comment or without any feedback unless they solicit it or give permission for it. What it is we're building a network of brotherhood. So if you have the feeling that you're being overwhelmed or stressed or what have you, we're going to have a network of brothers there for you. Anyone that you can call to talk you off the ledge or to help you to regain your spirituality. That's there. And we also would love to have young adults. We want to catch them either before they go into drugs or gangs for the feeling of having a family or whatever, or being heard. We want to catch them early if we can. If they're already there, that's fine too. We can probably help them to feel heard and come off of that if we can. But anyway, our next meeting is on the 14th. We have a sign-up sheet there. If you don't want to sign up, just show up. All right, thanks.
Thank you, Edward. Our potluck Christmas dinner will be, ironically, on Christmas. Starting at 1 o'clock, bring a gift to exchange. Please sign up at the table next to the lovely and talented Donna, who has got the sign-up sheets there for us. Very good. Thank you. I'll buy a vowel. Our bookstore is December sale, all new books. Pay what you would like, $5 minimum, which isn't bad at all. Used books, 50% off tag price, and cards are 10 for $1. If you have holiday cards that you haven't used and you would like to donate, bring them to the decoration exchange. We're glad to have them there. Our little pantry needs to be fed. As always, we help keep the community fed, quite literally. So please bring what you can, non-perishable foods. On Monday, Walk and Awe puts them in, but if you want to bring them here when you come to service, that's fantastic. And now we move into this month's theme. When I wrote this, yes.
Yeah, I must, I
Oh.
don't know what's going on, that's two slides that didn't.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Better Together. It says it is on here, and it is going to be, Rose, when is that? Better Together is our social group.
So Saturday the 14th.
You need to go up there and talk to the mic.
That was not a happy face.
Okay. Good morning, folks. So
The next Better Together is going to be December 14th, which is Saturday. And starting at 5 o'clock, we're going to go to dinner first for about an hour at a restaurant near the zoo. And then we're going to go over to the zoo, and the zoo is going to be all lit up with Christmas lights. I went last year. It's absolutely magical. I think the animals like it too. So I've got a sign-up sheet on the table. So if you're interested, please sign up so we know how to make how many people to make a reservation for the restaurant. And at the zoo, if you're a member, it's free. If you're not a member, it'll be $5.
Thank you, Rose. Assuming we have not missed any other slides, our theme for December as we begin a new theme is called Celebration. Yeah, there is apparently more. Excuse me, Max? About what? Our security system at the church. Did you have to say something about our security system? Oh, okay, come on up.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. If you have a key to our building, please make sure the doors are locked before you set the alarm. Yours truly has had to bail out of bed at the wee hours of the morning and meet the EPD, which are great people, and a report of a break-in. And so nothing untoward happened. But I just want to reiterate, make sure that you lock the doors before you set the alarm. Any questions about that?
Do you know that the fee for them coming and doing that has gone up to $500 each time the police have to come?
Thank you, Catherine. It started out 10 years ago when we first got the alarm system, at $35.
This fee is from the city, not from our alarm company.
No, you're right, yeah. Did you want to come up and say something? No. And let me give you, after doing this for 10 years, I think the scenario is like this. You know, it's dark. We have all our beautiful yard lights on. Our beautiful facility is, lit up. And somebody walks by, and they'll go to try our doors. They'll just try the doors. And if they're unlocked, they're going to come inside. Of course, the alarm's going to go off, and they're going to boogie out. But that's basically it. But if that door is locked, we got it made. So these are really busy times. We have all kinds of stuff going on. I know we're doing a great job with the church and all the activities. Yes, Laurie?
It's best to close the front door from the outside and shut it really hard, because I know that's a weak point.
Yeah, you can, but anyway, that's a good point. And $500 now when they come out, and they're great. The cops are really a lot of fun to interface with, and they got, and sometimes they'll have a canine with them, and they always tell me, stay away until we're through with our walkthrough. So anyway, that's it.
Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Last try. Our theme for the month of December, finally, poor Michele, Michele, you keep getting ready to go, okay, is celebration, and Michele will be doing our moment of peace with Jackson.
Well, I was having a challenging time finding the exact reading to go with Reverend Angelica's talk. So I came up with one from our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, from Roger Teal's book, This Life is Joy. And it's his chapter called This Life is Joy. And joy is always celebratory. So I'm going to read this short passage from Ernest Holmes, and then we'll have a few moments of silence and meditation, and then Jackson will play us into the opening prayer, the invocation. So if you would just allow yourself to just settle into your chair after all the announcements. Just take a couple of relaxing breaths. Ernest Holmes said, "I believe in a spirituality of happiness and joy. There's too much depression and sorrow in the world. These things were never meant to be and have no real place in the world of reality. Spirituality should be like the morning sun, sending forth its rays of light. It should be like the falling dew covering the land with fragrance and sweetness, like the cool of evening and repose of night. It should be a spontaneous song of joy and not a funeral dirge. From the fullness of a joyous heart, the mouth should speak."
Spirit unfolds me, tenderly holds me. Spirit and I are one, walking together now and forever. Spirit and I are one.
Breathing in, allowing spirit to flow through us. We are one with the divine. In each and every moment, we allow this light, this love, this peace, this joy to flow through us, filling us with that light of being and allowing it to flow from us into all we meet. And this morning, as we come together on Zoom or in person, I know that this feeling is within us all. That spirit binds us together as one. With all the plants, the animals, the humans, we are all one. And as we allow this knowing to be so within us, it spreads out into the world and touches others. And so as our service unfolds, I know that it is right and perfect, and we are all here by divine appointment. And so I let my word go into the law, knowing it's so, and so it is.
I am the light and I am the source. I live in integrity. I am the love
And now I want to welcome up in her lovely outfit, Reverend Angelica.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Jackson. Very good. Now, I hope my 2 slides, that they work today, because I added something. So, there are lots of spiritual traditions that go on around the world during the month of December. And so I decided that this month we would honor those traditions. The first thing we're honoring is Ganesh, Lord Ganesh, and Rama and Sita. That's why I'm wearing this outfit that I bought in India many years ago. Plus the fact that a while ago the bar on my closet broke. And I found all kinds of clothes I had forgotten I had, because I had to take them all out to get it fixed. But I thought, oh yeah, I could wear this. So the ideas that I want you to remember, first of all, that Dr. Holmes was a questioner. His mother called him when he was a little boy the question mark. He questioned everything, absolutely everything. And as he got older, he continued to do that. And part of his questioning was in the world religions that were popular of his day. So he studied Hinduism. He studied various different traditions all around the world. In fact, many people might not know this, but he was given an honorary doctorate from a prestigious Hindu college because of the work that he did. But as he was studying all these traditions, he found that there was a golden thread that went through everything. And so out of that came the teaching called the science of mind. So a funny story about, maybe I'll do that one next week, never mind. So there's 2 holidays that I noticed on my calendar for the Hindu traditions this week. One was December 5th, which is honoring Lord Ganesha. And the second one is December 6th, honoring the sacred union of Lord Rama and Sita. So I'm going to tell you some stories, and then we're going to look at how that works in our faith tradition. So December 5th celebrates Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles and wait, let's see, can you give me my slide? The next one. There you go. There's Lord Ganesha. He's the remover of obstacles and the god of wisdom and beginnings. Devotees often observe fasting and perform special prayers to invite prosperity and clarity into their lives. I've mainly heard about Lord Ganesh from around the ideas of prosperity. He's also known as Ganapati, and he's widely regarded as the son of Lord Shiva, who's the destroyer in the Hindu Trinity, and the goddess Parvati, who is the mother goddess in the Hindu tradition. One of the most well-known stories tells of Parvati creating Ganesha. One day, while Shiva was away meditating, Parvati decided to create a guardian for herself. She fashioned a boy from sandalwood paste she had used for her bath, breathed life into him, and assigned him the duty of guarding her quarters. Now, remember, she's the goddess, right? When Shiva returned and tried to enter, Ganesha, not knowing who Shiva was, blocked his way. This enraged Shiva, leading to a battle. And in the heat of the moment, Shiva severed Ganesha's head. Parvati, now he was not an elephant at that time, or maybe he was. Anyway, Parvati was grief-stricken and demanded that Shiva restore her son. Shiva sent his attendants to find a replacement head, instructing them to bring back the head of the first creature that they encountered. They returned with the head of an elephant, with Shiva attached to Ganesha's body, reviving him. Shiva and Parvati then blessed Ganesha, making him the leader of Shiva's attendants, and decreed that he would be honored before the start of any new venture. What a story, eh? So, in the Hindu tradition, before embarking on any journey, whether it's an inner journey or an outer journey, Ganesha is invoked to clear the path. His presence reminds us to approach union with wisdom and open-heartedness. Now, I called this Sunday's talk Sacred Union because of these two stories. His large ears remind us to listen deeply, and his small mouth encourages thoughtful speech, a balance of the masculine and feminine traits in action. So when we think about this God, Lord Ganesh, and then I think about the science of mind, I remember that Dr. Holmes teaches that aligning our human will with divine power creates harmony and grace. And this reflects the sacred action, the sacred union of action and receptivity. And that's something that's necessary in our teaching. So Lord Ganesh is a symbol of wisdom and balance, key qualities for harmonious relationships, whether within oneself, with others, or with the divine. I kind of like this particular God. He's also known to have a good sense of humor. There's lots of neat stories about him. I had to really search to figure out which one did I want to use. I remember years ago in my hippie days having a little Ganesh that I set, the light switch box in my apartment in Hollywood stuck out. And so I set this little metal Ganesh on the door, on that light switch, so that I would see him every time I went out or turned on the light or anything like that. And it reminded me of the generosity of the divine. So the second one I want to talk to you about is being celebrated on December 6th this year in India, and it's the sacred union of Rama and Sita. And so this festival that they have celebrates the divine marriage of Lord Rama and Sita, an essential event in the Hindu epic, the Ramayana. That's a story, their creation story, their something that's very special to their traditions. So, the story of Lord Rama and Sita is central to the Ramayana, one of the most revered Hindu epics. It portrays their journey of love, devotion, and virtue while highlighting profound spiritual lessons. And so here's just a bit of an overview for you. Rama's life mission is to rid the world of evil forces, especially the demon king Ravana. Sita is an incarnation of the goddess Lakshmi, considered the epitome of beauty, virtue, and devotion. Her father, King Janaka, organizes a ceremony where the bride gets to choose her husband. And Rama, demonstrating his unmatched strength and virtue, accomplishes this feat, winning her hand. So like any good story, there's all kinds of intrigue in it. Rama gets exiled for 14 years for some reason. I'm not really sure what it is. And Sita, even though she's a queen, decides to stay with her husband. So they go to live in the forest, and they find harmony, and they embrace simplicity and devotion until a demoness disturbs their peace. And this demon kidnaps Sita while Rama's away. But Sita remains steadfast in her devotion to Rama, resisting her kidnapper's advances, even as she is held captive. And Rama, with the help of Hanuman, which is one of the gods I love, it's a monkey god, with the help of Hanuman and an army of monkeys and bears, embarks on a journey to rescue her. And after an epic battle, Rama rescues Sita, but her honor is questioned by the people that they rule, because after all, she was spent a long time with this man who had abducted her, etc. And so to prove her purity, she undergoes a trial by fire, which she passes unscathed, reaffirming her virtue and her faith. And so then there's lots of other things that happen that tear the two lovers apart, and they get back together over and over and over again. And what their story does is it shows a sense of love and devotion and the sacred union between the divine masculine and feminine energies. So when I really looked at these two stories and my idea about sacred union, I found three components to these two stories that I think we can pay attention to. One is the sacred union of the divine masculine and the feminine. The masculine outpictures as action, logic, and protection. The feminine outpictures as intuition, nurturing, and creativity. And the truth is, these two aspects are in every single one of us. We might outpicture as, I'm outpicturing as a female, but I have masculine qualities within me, just as the rest of you females. And you males are outpicturing as masculine, but you also have feminine traits within you. We have these traits exist within all of us. And so then the sacred union that I'm using for today is that working with recognizing, first and foremost, that we have all these qualities and that the energies that they emit are within each one of us, and that the sacred union occurs when we honor and integrate them, creating an inner wholeness. An inner wholeness. Ernest Holmes teaches that aligning our human will with divine power results in a life of harmony and grace. Harmony and grace. This mirrors the sacred union of masculine action with feminine receptivity. Harmony and grace is something that we could use this holiday season. One of the things I've noticed energy-wise is that there is a sense of sadness, an inner feeling of turmoil, a thing that I've read energetically as, what the is going on here? We're all trying to figure it out. And all I can think of, all I know, is that the only thing we could do is be present fully to absolutely everything that we're experiencing. If we're grieving, allow yourself to grieve. If we're angry, allow yourself to be angry. Whatever it is, we have to feel it. Dr. Holmes says we are thinking, willing, knowing, conscious centers of life, and that's with a capital L. We are surrounded by, immersed in, and there is flowing through us a creative something. So and remember, our bottom line is all there is God, and it's done unto us as we believe. We have to remember that what we're predominantly focusing on is what is going to happen out in our reality. So when we're looking at this union of the divine masculine and feminine, for me, I'm allowing myself not only to be, to take action, and I feel like I want to try to protect everybody, but I'm also allowing my intuition and my nurturing and my creativity to come out. And how do we do that? By remembering that there is something greater going on here that we could possibly ever imagine. I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. But something greater is happening. And I know that as we allow ourselves to move into that belief, then that is what is going to be happening. The other place, number 2 for my idea of sacred union, is in relationships. So romantic partnerships like Rama and Sita's can mirror the sacred union by teaching that trust, unconditional love, and spiritual growth are necessary. Our relationships reflect our relationships with spirit. It makes me wonder how many times we're looking at particular people and thinking, no, I don't want them in my life. I don't trust them. I don't like them. I don't whatever. And what we're actually doing in doing that is saying, here's a spot where God is not. And that's impossible. Because God, like I've told you before, that grand overall design or designer is energy. It's all energy. And it's going to reflect exactly what we put into it. So I think that even when we're confused, even when we're feeling betrayed, even when we're feeling whatever we're feeling, we need to stop and think and recognize that this sacred union in relationship teaches forgiveness. Now, I watched this reel on Facebook the other day where this guy says, you want to forgive this person. And he went on, and obviously he didn't forgive. But it made it sound like if you forgive, you make their actions okay. But that's not true. Forgiving isn't for the other person. It's for yourself. So as we learn how to do our forgiveness in this idea of relationships, sacred union in relationships, and that's not just in partnerships, one with another, but with the whole, as we learn to do this, we begin to move into a space of unconditional love. And through unconditional love, there becomes mutual growth. All of us are moving into a higher level of consciousness. All of us. So, just as Ganesha removes obstacles, relationships often reveal and clear inner barriers to love and understanding. All kinds of relationships do that. And like Rama and Sita's relationship, our partnerships can reflect divine qualities of trust, devotion, and purpose. My third one is sacred union with spirit. And this here is where I believe is the ultimate goal. Union with spirit. Now, you might say, in saying union with spirit, that means union with something outside of ourselves. And I could say, no, it's union with that powerful presence within you. But the truth is, it's out here too. It's everywhere. Spirit is absolutely everywhere. Everything is created. Spirit is the source and substance of everything. There's nothing that's not God. There's nothing that is not this divine energy. Even if you think it's in an inanimate object, science will tell you that they could cut open this piece of wood here and there will be atoms and molecules and stuff in there that's moving around. It's not moving as fast as I am, and that's what makes it look inanimate, but it is alive. I'll never forget hearing a minister talk, or I don't remember what I heard. Anyway, I do remember what I heard, though, and it was that you can walk into your house feeling depressed and touch the doorway, the door jamb, and you're with your intention of being calmed, and because that too is God, you will get calmed. You could be sitting in your favorite chair. Now, I have a chair in my living room that I call my prayer chair. It's actually the only piece of furniture that has traveled with me in all of my travels, to Canada, to Baltimore, to here. Because I have sat in it every morning for God knows how many years to do my prayer work. And so anytime I'm feeling uncomfortable emotionally, I could go sit in that chair and it comforts me. Just like sometimes you walk into a church. Those of you who've been to Europe and have been to some of those beautiful, beautiful cathedrals, if you get in there during a time when there's not a whole bunch of other tourists there, you can feel the energy. The energy that's been put in there by thousands of people over the years praying. I feel like that about this room as well. Sometimes I've come in and just sat in one of the chairs for a few moments, and you could feel there's a warmth kind of an energy, a loving kindness kind of an energy in this room. So sacred union with Spirit. We cultivate this through prayer, through meditation, and through living in alignment with our spiritual principles. It means that we have to be in love with ourselves. We have to have that sacred union with ourselves, the little s and the big S, right? So emphasizing self-love and acceptance as our foundation for union with others and with Spirit. Sometimes the holidays bring up stuff for people. You know, I wrote in the newsletter, which you all got at 6 o'clock this morning, those of you who have email, I mentioned that as a little kid, I used to, December, being holidays, was, family visiting. And my father's parents would visit, and his name was Rush Harris. He was one of the kind of men that you might see from the 50s, where, he was really, his word was law, and he was very dominant, and you knew that you had to behave a certain way around him. And he had a much younger second wife, whom my father didn't like. So there's that dynamic going on. And we used to sit around this big dining room table, and it was interesting for me, even as a little girl, to watch the interplay that was going on between these adults. And normally after quite a few martinis, there would be some rather loud conversations. And so that part of Christmas I didn't necessarily like. I liked the fact that they brought me presents, though. Sometimes during the holidays, all kinds of stuff happens. But anyway, what we want to think about this week is this idea of a sacred union. I want you to ask yourself, where am I participating in building my sacred union with the divine? Am I pushing people away because that can't be God. Or am I allowing myself to see? My teacher, Helen Street, used to look at some people that bothered her, and she goes, "That's a good costume, God, but I see you in there." And that's what we want to do. We want to see the highest. Do you know that when you see the highest in somebody, you call that out of them? You invite them to act at that level. When you put somebody down, you invite yourself to act at that level. So let's work with this idea this week. Where am I in sacred union? And if I see a place where I'm not, ask yourself, how can I be in sacred union here? To me, this is what these 2 holidays that I've mentioned are about. And they give us tools to do it. So we're grateful for that. So let's go into prayer. For those of you that are new, our form of prayer is called spiritual mind treatment. And I say it in the first person. And I invite you to take it in. I recognize that all there is the divine. There is absolutely nothing but God. Nothing but this divine energy that is the source and substance of absolutely everything there is, including me. And so I let myself recognize that even more fully than I ever have before. I let myself acknowledge it. There is that within me that is more powerful, more loving than I could possibly even imagine. And so I let myself open my heart and open my mind and be that. I know that I am in a sacred union. A union that is one, which sounds like a dichotomy, but a union that is one. So I let myself feel the oneness of life with absolutely everything and everyone. I let myself move beyond any place that I have been that is not a place of love. And I rejoice in being able to do this. I rejoice in being able to look into the eyes of my friends and family and strangers in the store and everyone and say, that too is God. Everything is God. As I feel my pets or go out and look at my plants, even driving in my car, all of that is God. And so I choose this week to be in sacred union with the divine by recognizing it everywhere. And I feel myself rising up, being more loving, more kind, more compassionate. And it is good. It's all good because it's all God. And so I release these words into divine law, knowing they are so, and so it is. So we have an affirmation to say today. Let's take a breath. I am one with spirit. I live in harmony with divine wisdom and love. All aspects of my being are in perfect balance, creating sacred union within and around me. And so it is. Our music this morning is being offered by Edward. So let's welcome him up here. And I have a feeling he's going to be accompanied by the center band. No? Oh, you guys are getting ready. Yeah. By the way, I want you to know that the council has accepted Jeff Smaller's invitation to, starting the first of the year, be our band coordinator. He will be with us. Thank you, thank you.
What a treat. Okay, let me pull out my band in the box here.
Band in a box?
You know, I noticed that Lord Ganesh and I, after Thanksgiving, share the same waistline. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a, wait, let me warm this up real quick. Okay, that's enough. That should do it. All right. Yeah, this is kind of a bittersweet time for me this month because so many of my family members become butterflies and go home. And having my sister here for the week made me feel some kind of way. I thought about my mom who made her transition on December 3rd in 2019. And the miracle of that is that I think that that was planned before her birth and mine, because in making that sacrifice, she gave me just enough to be able to get my wife here from the Philippines. And I miss her every day, but I love the blessing. So I want her to feel my love. Oops. There you go. To Make You Feel My Love. Garth Brooks version. That was the Garth Brooks
To Make
version.
You Feel My Love, the Garth Brooks version. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay, we're going to move forward with the sharing of our gifts. Carol, do we have people ready to go? Okay, excellent. So as the plate passes along while the band plays music, please put in it whatever you can. Always put in love and positive intention. And we'll get this going. Oh, yes, thank you. We're all staring at the screen. It's going to do something when I say it. I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses this center, all in it and beyond, and so it is. All right, you will come forward, please. As we accept these gifts, we are grateful for the knowledge that everything is energy and is fused with divine spirit. And knowing that all of these gifts, all of these thoughts, all of these intentions are of that same energy. And as these go out into the community and into the universe, they bring those positive thoughts and good intentions everywhere they go, far beyond anything we can imagine. And I release these words into the law of mind, knowing that they are happening even when I don't think about it. And together we say with gratitude, and so it is. Thank you. Okay, before we get to our community statement of inclusion, which somebody will come up and read, let me find that here. Yeah, I know. That's what I said before we get to the statement of inclusion. It is the first Sunday of the month, so it is Birthday Sunday, and what we would like to do is sing loudly with enthusiasm but off key to anybody who's celebrating a birthday. But if your birthday, please stand. Burl has brought flowers for all the birthday folk. A lot of the folk are in the back. And of course, we've got Rebecca to your right. As we hand out the flowers, Burl, over on this side too. Okay. While the flowers are being handed out, a reminder that at the end of the service, if you would like to meet with a practitioner for what we call the 5-minute miracle, Edward is here, Michele is here, Susan is here. I will be helping to move tables, so I will not be available for it. Anybody who wants to help us move tables would be great. Do we have all the flowers handed out? Okay, let us sing happy birthday, please. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. Okay, you can take it from there. Jonna will read the statement and then will lead us in the peace song.
Looks like we have the birthday corner over there, the Three Stooges. When's your birthday? December 6th. Thank you for sharing, Randy. Community statement of inclusion and affirmation, and let the flowering begin. Everyone remember to kiss Rick later, he's lonely. Community statement of inclusion and affirmation. We, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies, and advocates for people, with people, for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, remains learners and listeners so that we may grow together. We understand that oneness is not sameness. We know together our beloved community is revealed more fully when we love each other well. Oh. If you would stand and join a circle, make a circle, be a circle. Thank you, Zoomers.
It's all right. You just take your time, all right?
Good job, good job. And now the peace song. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, lovers are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, yes, this is my joy.